Let's talk about something pretty much all of us do, but maybe don't really think about. The surprising power of talking to yourself. Oh, come on, you know you have. We've all been there, right? You're looking for your keys and you're just muttering, okay, where did I put them? Or you're trying to figure out a problem at work and you start whispering the steps to yourself. It's a totally universal thing.
But what if I told you that this so-called weird habit isn't weird at all? What if it's actually your brain's secret weapon, a built-in tool that helps you think better, faster, and with way more clarity? That's exactly what we're going to get into.
So let's just reframe this whole idea. We need to stop thinking about talking to yourself as some odd little quirk and start seeing it for what it is, a powerful tool for your mind.
You know, the first thing to really get is that this isn't random chatter. When you're talking yourself through a problem, your brain is kicking into a very specific, very deliberate gear. It's a function, not a flaw.
And yeah, there's actually a scientific name for this whole process. It's called verbal reasoning. It's simply the act of using your own audible voice as a way to structure and organize all those ideas bouncing around in your head.
Okay, so we've put a name to it, but let's dig into the mechanics. How does this actually work? What is the real logic behind talking to ourselves? This is really the key question, isn't it? I mean, why is thinking something quietly in your head so different from saying it out loud? What actually changes when a thought goes from being internal to external? Well, this is where the magic really happens. See, our internal thoughts are, well, they're chaotic. We can have 10 different ideas firing off at the exact same time. It's messy and abstract. But the second you try to speak, you're forced to create structure. Language is linear. You can only say one word after another, which forces your brain to take that mess and organize it into something concrete. Just picture it like this. Your mind is a big, swirling cloud of thoughts and feelings. The act of speaking forces you to reach into that cloud, pull out a single thread, and straighten it into a clear, logical line. Your voice is literally the tool that creates that order out of chaos.
The process itself is surprisingly simple when you break it down. It starts with that feeling of being overwhelmed with all these competing ideas. Then, because you have to speak, you're forced to just pick one idea and turn it into a sentence. And boom, just like that, you've created a single, clear path forward that your brain can now follow.
Okay, so we know it creates order, but why does that really matter? Well, it matters because that order is what helps you solve problems with incredible speed.
By turning that internal chaos into structured external language, you're basically clearing the clutter for your brain. It doesn't have to juggle a dozen different thoughts anymore. It can laser focus on the one thing you just said, which makes it work so much faster and more efficiently.
And hey, this isn't just a fun theory. There's real research behind it. This quote from the source material nails it. Audible self-talk is a structured way to organize ideas and solve problems faster. It's that direct link. Structure leads to speed. So, how exactly does it make you faster? Well, for starters, when you hear your own logic out loud, you can instantly spot any holes or gaps. It also helps you focus all your mental energy on that one spoken idea. It takes a fuzzy, abstract concept and makes it real, something you can actually work with. And that's what pushes you from just thinking about something to actually doing something about it.
All right, let's bring this all home. How can you take all this information and start actively using this amazing tool that you already have?
If you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be this. Your voice makes your thoughts real. It pulls them out of the cloudy, abstract world inside your head and puts them right here in the real world, where you can look at them, poke at them, and build on them.
So, let's do a quick recap. First, talking to yourself is a totally normal and powerful cognitive tool. Second, the fancy name for it is verbal reasoning. And third, its main job is to structure your thoughts, and that is the absolute key to solving problems faster and better. So from now on, when you catch yourself talking through a problem out loud, don't get embarrassed, don't stop. Instead, lean into it. Know what's happening. That's your brain working at its best. Be deliberate about it. Use it for the powerful tool that it is. So, I'll leave you with this to think about. It could be a tough project at work, a personal dilemma, or maybe just figuring out what you're going to make for dinner. What complex problem are you going to solve by talking it through out loud today?